Hey, Coach, how's it going?
Good, sir. How you doing?
Good, good. So, again, I want to thank you for allowing me to work with you throughout the year. I know we started off working on just finding ways to implement technology with the school going to the whole one-to-one iPad thing where every kid has an iPad and every class is required to some kind of technology in the classroom. So you expressed that concern with me early in the year about how you would implement that in the PE setting.
Right.
All right. As you got comfortable with that and you were integrating those different ways to implement technology in your classroom, you also expressed some concerns about students staying on task.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So last time we met was in our pre-observation conference, and so I kind of gave you some ideas of some strategies that I've seen work in other classrooms, and you were more than willing to try to implement those into your classroom. And so after the observation, here we sit again to talk about it. What do you think the strengths were during that lesson where you implemented those new ideas and strategies?
The suggestions that you put in worked out a lot better than I envisioned they would, even because, even when you made the suggestions, I was still a little bit, apprehensive, thinking, this may not work. But after going through it, they did stay on task better at the stations using their iPads, because when they were videoing each other, they at least had that, self-assessment to look at. And after they're videoing and using it, they did use it as an assessment, and it worked. I thought they stayed on task for the most part, and that was a win for me as far as them being able to use the technology but also stay on task at the same time.
Right.
So I thought that went great. And then even better than that, I feel at the very beginning of class when they were studying for the test, the use of Quizlet was huge because the kids seemed to enjoy it. When they logged in, they had different ways that they could study, matching, and other mini games that they played against each other, like they paired up and studied. So it was huge. I thought, and I appreciate you doing that for me too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I think that went a long way to keep them on task during that, and the scores were much better using Quizlet. Awesome on the written test. So
yeah, and I think I remember you saying in the pre-conference that it was more of an issue of them staying on task when they were studying for that test.
Yep.
So I'm glad to hear that it did work, and it's funny because I jotted down a few notes from the observation about what I was noticing, and one of the exact things I wrote was the students seem to be staying on task and actually having fun. Right. With the whole Quizlet, all the different options they had. So I know in your lesson plans it says y'all study maybe 3 or 4 different times before you actually take tests, maybe 4 or 5. So it actually gave them a different option each time they got on the iPad to study. And they weren't just doing the same thing over and over and over.
No.
As far as the stations go, I think I'm hearing you correctly. By tying that, to an assessment, okay, it also helped them stay on task.
Right.
And it gave them something, it tied it to something more than just them going through the motions of serving, bumping, setting, all the different, skills needed for the volleyball unit.
Exactly.
I watched them practice. One other thing I've got to give you props on, I thought you did a great job, that I had written down here was the feedback you were giving students, especially when they were in stations, walking around. Some kids were struggling. You were there to help, show them exactly what to do as far as serving, setting, bumping. And I also think that feedback really helped them stay on task because they knew, okay, coach is coming around. All right, he's here to help us when we need it. We can ask him questions, which I saw a lot of students do.
Right.
So, and I thought that went really well.
Thank you.
Was there anything in this lesson that you thought didn't go well that you might want to change, next time you do it?
No, I'm excited about it. I mean, I know you're supposed to try to find a weakness in it, but comparing it to other lessons in the past, this is going to be a staple. This is going to be something I plan on using multiple times in the future.
Well, that's awesome to hear. And I was trying, because it is my job to try to, and I was trying to find a weakness, but just like you said, and I just thought this lesson you knocked it out of the park. I thought it went great. So, other than that, do you have any other concerns, questions for me?
No, but you still gonna help me after you get done with this?
Oh, absolutely. You know where you can find me.
Good
You
deal.
can hit me up on email. You can come down to my office anytime. Okay. Just shoot me an email. Say, hey, you know, I got a question, a concern about whatever it may be, and I'll do my best to help you. Just like we went through these couple observations and the whole unit or the whole coaching strategy itself. So.
Sounds good.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank
Good luck
you.
to you the rest of the year.
All right, thanks.